Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. It means so much. For today's video, I'm going to show you some great keto meal ideas. So basically what I did was I filmed everything that I ate while doing keto for an entire week. Now, a lot of my meals are repetitive, so I didn't film every single meal every single day. It was just kind of like a culmination of meals from throughout an entire 7-day period. So the first thing I want to do is I want to show you what I do first thing in the morning. So basically, I fill up a glass of water and then I put a scoop of colostrum in my glass of water, and I take that with this liposomal D3 and K2 vitamin, and I take this twice a day, and that is the first thing I do. And then once I'm done drinking that, I fill my glass up all the way with water, and I'll normally drink 1 to 2 glasses of water after that. And that is the first thing that I do on an empty stomach. And then I always like to make a really fatty bulletproof coffee, and basically all that is MCT oil and butter, and I also add about 1/8 a teaspoon of salt and 3 small scoops of stevia and some frothed heavy cream. So it's a really fatty coffee, but as most of you know, if you're watching this video and you typed in keto meal ideas, then you know that when you're on keto, your body relies on fat for fuel. So I always really enjoy having a really fatty coffee first thing in the morning. Now, I also recommend doing intermittent fasting, and you can have just a black cup of coffee, but I just try to listen to my body, and most mornings this is what I really crave, and it really helps give me that boost of energy. It helps wake me up, and I feel like I'm getting some good nutrients in my body as well, because we do use really good quality butter as well as MCT oil, and I will link the stevia that I use down below. I found a stevia that doesn't have like a gross aftertaste, and I really like it, and so I will have this, and then typically 2 to 3 hours later is when I get really hungry for my first meal. Now, on keto, I typically only do 1 really large meal a day. Sometimes I'll do a really large meal with a keto dessert, but typically, because the keto meals are so satiating and so filling, I typically am just not hungry for more than 1 large meal a day. But if I do want more than 1 large meal a day, I'll show you what I do a little bit later in the video. But yes, my first meal of the day, normally, like I said, my only meal, I love salads. That's something I've been really enjoying here recently. So basically what I'll do for this meal is I get a bunch of mixed greens, and I just do an olive oil and vinegar dressing, and I mix that in with the mixed greens as you just saw, and then I'll do a half an avocado, and I sprinkle salt on the other half to kind of preserve it until I'm ready to eat the other half. But for just one meal, I just do a half an avocado. And I'll always add different things to my salad, and you can type up keto grocery list or keto meal list on Pinterest, and they have tons of different lists showing you all of the different kinds of food you can have on keto. And sometimes I'll just go to the grocery store and pull things from that list and then make meals out of that. And then I just add however many berries will fit in the palm of my hand, and that's what I'll add to my salad. So I love doing strawberries and blueberries, and I also love doing cherry tomatoes on my salads as well. So I will always pretty much add that. That is the one thing about keto. I really do miss things like mango and watermelon, so I always try to incorporate the berries since you can have those on keto. And then basically all I did was I did a side dish. I did baked radishes, and then I added like a ranch dressing, a keto-friendly ranch dressing to those baked radishes, and then I just did some steamed broccoli and cauliflower. So that's something I like to do in the beginning of the week, is make 2 really large side dishes that I can either have with a meat or put on top of my salad. And then I add some hemp seeds for protein, and I always sprinkle salt. I sprinkle salt on all of my meals, just because when I'm not on keto, or when you're not on keto, you get a lot of your salt from your carbs. So since I don't have the carbs, I like to make sure that I'm getting enough salt. And then I always like to put like a balsamic glaze on top of my salads. It's super yummy. And that's what I have quite often throughout the week. I ate this salad several days in a row. And now I'm going to show you the supplements that I take while I'm on keto every single day. And I take these after I eat lunch and then after I eat dinner, if I eat dinner. But if I don't eat dinner, like I said, I'll show you what I do instead. And I will leave a list down below of all of these supplements. I am using a different zinc supplement. That one is not a very good quality, so I'll link the new one down below for you guys with the list, because I know for me, when I was starting on keto, I feel like everybody does it differently. Everybody takes different supplements, but these are the supplements that I find work really well for me. And then I also do 1 to 2 scoops of electrolytes every single day, just to make sure that I'm good and hydrated. I find that on keto, I'm really thirsty a lot of the times, and so I like to make sure I take an electrolyte supplement like this one here. And I also like to make sure that before I get on keto, I do a big pot of bone broth, and I can drink on that. Like sometimes I'll have a cup of bone broth a day alongside my meal, and that is what I do. Like I said, I take those supplements twice a day, and then sometimes a couple hours later, you know, that mid-afternoon craving, like where you crave something sweet. So what I like to do in the beginning of every week is I like to make one large dessert that I can kind of eat on throughout the week with my husband and I, or if we have friends over, I can share it. But this week I made a 4-layer keto carrot cake, and it is so yummy. And it's just nice to have to kind of help if you're just starting on keto and you know you still have that sugar craving. It really does help to find some good keto desserts, and sometimes I'll have a cup of coffee with it. So yes, sometimes I do a mid-afternoon snack. Not all the times, but sometimes. And then for this meal, I am just doing chili. I did a keto chili recipe, and I like having sparkling water sometimes with my meals. And then I made these keto muffins that I just put a ton of butter on, and that is a super yummy meal. And if you're not very hungry during dinner time, but you still want to eat, you could just do smaller portions of food. Now, this day it actually snowed. It was such a sweet day because this is the first time that my dogs have ever seen snow before, so it was so cute watching them enjoy it. But today was like the perfect day for a nice warm meal. So my husband actually cooked some spaghetti squash. He baked it in the oven, and then we shredded it. And you can even like add melted butter to this. It's so yummy. But he made a keto marinara sauce with some keto meatballs, and we put that on top of the spaghetti squash with some mozzarella, and it was so yummy. Alright, and please excuse any background noise that you may hear. That's just my dogs playing in the background. But sometimes, like I said, if I am not in the mood for dinner, but I feel like I need to put some nutrients in me, I will do a chia seed pudding bowl. And basically, this is so easy to make. All you want to do is add 1 cup of coconut or almond milk, unsweetened, to a bowl, and then a half a scoop of chocolate or vanilla keto-friendly protein, and then 4 tablespoons of chia seed. And I'll typically make this around noon, and then I'll mix it up, and by the time dinner comes around at 5 or 6, I always try to eat around 5 or 6, and that's when I have my last meal. The pudding is ready around that time, or you can do it overnight. And then this is kind of what it looks like once it's set in the fridge for about 5 to 6 hours. And then what I like to do is I like to blend this up in the blender really well. And when I go to blend it in the blender, I always like to add some stevia to it just to sweeten it up. Now, you can also use coffee as a liquid with this. My friend does that and she said it's really yummy. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm definitely going to consider trying that if I have this for like breakfast or my first meal of the day. And then once it's all blended up, you can add your toppings, and you just want to make sure that they're keto-friendly toppings. And that is a very filling meal. Now, normally for this amount, I only do half in the evening time, but at least that way I feel like I'm getting some nutrients in my body, but I'm not having to eat like a whole meal. And if you notice, for the meals that I'm showing you, I don't do a ton of meat. I like meat. I love beef, is probably my favorite type of meat, but I can't eat it every single meal. So I always try to get like 1 meal in that has beef, but if not, I'll supplement with like the hemp seeds that I showed you to make sure I'm getting protein, or in this case, the protein powder, just to make sure, like I said, I'm getting protein in every meal, but it doesn't necessarily have to be meat every time. And I think one thing you really want to focus on with keto is making sure you're getting enough fats in each meal, since your body's depending on that for energy. And now another meal that I love to make is kind of like an egg roll in a bowl. You could do ground beef with this. We had chicken sausages that we wanted to use up, so we sauteed some chicken sausages, and then we sauteed some shredded cabbage in avocado oil, and then I just put the toppings on that you see. So I put some cucumber, some cherry tomatoes, some green onions, some radishes, and avocado, the chicken sausage, and then my husband made some keto-friendly yum yum sauce, which is basically just mayonnaise, and you want to make sure you use a good quality mayonnaise. You can even make your own mayonnaise from scratch. I've done that before and it's super yummy. And some tomato paste and some rice vinegar. I think that's all he used to make this sauce, and it's great because, like I said, you're getting those good fats in there. And I love this meal. I can eat this meal every single day. It's so yummy and light. And then for my last meal that I'm going to show you guys, we have a keto chili. So with this keto chili, we went ahead and put avocado slices, green onions, and cheddar cheese, and then I made a keto-friendly cornbread. And these are kind of like the typical meals we'll eat in a week. If you like this video and you want to see more of what I eat in a week and you want more variety, or you want to see me do some keto meal prep and what it looks like for grocery shopping and things like that, and actually cooking the meals, let me know in the comment section below. But I hope that this video was helpful. I love you guys so much. Please don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, bye.